The world beneath the ice. The air in Frostbite Peaks was always crisp, carrying the scent of ancient ice and distant digital pine. Above Grand Crystal Lake, a colossal sheet of frozen sapphire, the sky was a perpetual canvas of soft, pearlescent glow, reflecting off the glacial terrain. Here, in the heart of Robloxia's most formidable, northern reaches, legends whispered of a world untouched, hidden beneath miles of solid ice. Many had attempted to penetrate the frigid depths, their quests ending in disappointment, or worse, their blocky avatars swallowed by the vast, unforgiving cold. But Alex was different, not merely an explorer. He was a legend in his own right, known for his custom-built gear and an unshakable belief that every rumor held a kernel of truth. His latest contraption, the Deep Dive Dynamo, hummed softly beside him. A sleek, reinforced submersible suit, its transparent visor glinting with integrated TUD displays. It was a marvel of Robloxian engineering, designed to withstand pressures that would crush lesser builds and to provide light in the deepest, darkest voids. His internal compass pulsed with a single, compelling destination, the very center of Grand Crystal Lake. Old maps, salvaged from forgotten quest logs, hinted at a singing vein, a geological anomaly said to resonate just beneath the lake's surface, a faint hum detectable only by the most sensitive instruments. He had found it, a gentle thrumming that vibrated through the very bedrock, guiding him. With a final check of his oxygen tanks, each a vibrant blue cylinder strapped securely to his back, Alex engaged the Deep Dive Dynamo's primary thrusters. A soft hiss, a shimmering heat haze, and then he plunged. The impact was barely a ripple on the lake's glassy surface. The world outside the dynamo's reinforced viewport immediately transformed. Layers of ice, ancient and unyielding, pressed in from all sides. His suite's powerful floodlights cut through the gloom, illuminating a labyrinth of sapphire blue ice walls, glittering with trapped air bubbles. He drifted downwards, the dynamo's pressure sensors steadily climbing. The cold was immense, a crushing presence, but the suit held firm, maintaining a comfortable internal temperature. Thoughts of the vastness above, the sunlight and open skies, faded as he descended deeper into the hushed crystal realm. He thought about the stories, the whimsical tales of ice elementals and forgotten cities. It was all part of the thrill, the wonder of not knowing what lay beyond the next crystalline turn. Suddenly, a faint, almost imperceptible tremor ran through the ice around him. It wasn't the hum of the singing vein. This was different, more active. He adjusted his course, following the subtle vibrations. The Deep Dive Dynamo's sonar pinged, painting an intricate, three-dimensional map of his surroundings on his internal display. He navigated through tight corridors of ancient ice, his thrusters whispering, the silence of the deep only broken by the soft thrum of his own life support systems. Then he saw them. Not creatures, not buildings, but lights. Pulsing, ethereal glows of soft violet and emerald, dancing ahead of him like bioluminescent fireflies. They were organic, yet somehow structured, moving with a purposeful, almost choreographed grace. Alex maneuvered closer, his curiosity piqued. These weren't reflections, they were living light sources, moving in tandem. He recognized them then, from faint descriptions in ancient Robloxian lore. Glimmerfish, native to the deepest, most pristine waters. They were rare, almost mythical, thought to only exist in tales. To see them here, guiding him, filled him with a quiet awe. They led him through an immense, naturally formed ice cavern, its ceiling soaring into impossible heights, until they stopped before an impossibly smooth, circular wall of ice. This wasn't natural. It was too perfect, too symmetrical. A faint, almost imperceptible ripple emanated from its surface, He slowly extended the deep dive dynamo's manipulator arm, its robotic fingers gently brushing the ice. A strange, resonant hum intensified, vibrating through the suit. Then, as if responding to his touch, faint geometric patterns began to glow across the surface of the ice wall. They shifted, reformed, coalescing into what looked like a complex three-dimensional puzzle. Alex understood. This wasn't a barrier. It was a lock. He focused. His hands, or rather, the manipulator arm's controls, moving with practiced precision. He rotated virtual segments, aligning glowing energy pathways. A faint click, a subtle shift in the water pressure, and then, with a majestic, almost silent groan, the circular ice wall began to retract, splitting into segments that receded into the cavern floor. What lay beyond took his breath away. It was a city, not a ruin, but a vibrant, active metropolis, encased in an enormous clear ice dome, filled with breathable air and illuminated by an astonishing array of bioluminescent flora and crystalline structures. The city itself was a masterpiece of blocky elegance, buildings constructed from gleaming, transparent ice bricks, adorned with glowing runes, connected by bridges of solidified light. Pathways shimmered with soft, internal glows, guiding the eye through a cityscape unlike anything he had ever witnessed on Robloxia's surface. And the inhabitants? They were the Glacier Glimmers, legendary beings. Their avatars were humanoid, yet crafted from what appeared to be living ice, their bodies translucent, sparkling with an internal radiance. Their faces were simple, expressive, their eyes two calm, luminous dots. They moved with an elegant, almost floating grace, their blocky forms gliding effortlessly across the crystal pathways. They stopped their activities, turning their radiant gazes towards Alex and his submersible. There was no fear in their luminous eyes, only profound curiosity. He felt a wave of wonder, a quiet realization that he had indeed found one of Robloxia's greatest secrets. He slowly guided the deep dive dynamo forward, eventually finding a large, ice-hewn landing pad. He engaged the suit's magnetic clamps, securing himself, and initiated the atmospheric exchange sequence. A gentle hiss, a subtle pressure adjustment, and then the deep dive dynamo's hatch cycled open. He stepped out onto the polished ice, feeling the cool, clean air fill his lungs. The Glimmers cautiously approached, their glowing forms radiating a peaceful energy. They didn't speak, not in any way he understood, but their gestures were clear. They pointed towards the heart of their city, where a colossal, faceted crystal pulsed with a dim, unsteady light. It was the city's heart, its power source, and it was weakening. Alex observed the subtle expressions of concern on their faces, the way their internal light flickered with a quiet urgency. He understood. They needed help. He took a moment to examine the central crystal. Its surfaces were clouded, and lines of internal light seemed to be clogged. Reaching into his utility belt, he pulled out his specialized multi-tool. It whirred to life, its various attachments glowing faintly. He activated its energy projection setting, a focused beam of pure light. He pointed the beam at the crystal. The Glimmers watched intently, their luminous eyes fixed on his actions. The beam pulsed, tracing the lines of energy within the colossal crystal. He observed its reactions, noticed the points where the flow seemed obstructed. It was like a giant organic circuitry puzzle. He carefully adjusted the frequency and intensity of his beam, gently coaxing the trapped energy to flow once more. Hours passed. Alex worked with intense focus, the Glimmers occasionally pointing to new areas of blockage with their radiant hands, their silent cues surprisingly clear. Finally, with a soft, resonant hum that vibrated through the entire city, the colossal crystal flared to life. A brilliant pure light radiated outwards, illuminating every structure, every pathway, every glimmer with renewed vibrancy. The entire city seemed to sigh in relief. The glimmers surrounded him, their forms glowing brighter than ever. They didn't speak, but he felt their profound gratitude. They led him to a hidden alcove near the now resplendent crystal heart. There, resting on a pedestal of pure, clear ice, was a single shimmering badge, intricately crafted with swirling lines of ice and light. It was a legendary artifact, a symbol of profound discovery. Alex gently picked it up, feeling its cool, subtle power. It was time to go. He made his way back to the deep dive dynamo. The glimmers accompanied him, their forms a silent, shimmering escort. As he entered his submersible, they raised their crystal hands in what felt like a wave of farewell. The deep dive dynamo ascended, the entrance closing behind him with a gentle thud. He rose through the dark, cold waters, the glimmerfish once again guiding his ascent. The long journey upwards was filled with a quiet satisfaction, a profound sense of wonder. The legendary world beneath the ice was real, and he had helped its silent inhabitants. He burst through the surface of Grand Crystal Lake, the brilliant Robloxian sun glinting off his suit. The frostbite peaks stood majestic around him, unchanged. Yet to Alex, the world now held a new layer of wonder. He had not only confirmed a legend, but had contributed to its continuation. The badge pulsed gently in his inventory, a tangible reminder of the hidden beauty beneath the surface. His adventure was a testament to the idea that true exploration wasn't just about finding what was lost, but about discovering the unexpected, connecting with the unknown, and understanding that even in the most frozen, silent places, incredible life and vibrant civilizations could thrive. It was a reminder that with perseverance and a little light, even the darkest depths could hold the most dazzling secrets, waiting patiently for someone daring enough to look.